How you doing, Scotty Bear? Back with another video. This video about Elon Musk comments about Twitter should be more like WeChat. If you're unaware of what WeChat is China's version of Facebook, Twitter, all of these social media products that we have here in the United States. We have many of them. It's all of them rolled into one. Some interesting things about WeChat that you may not know about is it's pretty much run by the Chinese government. Totally fine, but it was interesting how Musk brought this up as it should be more like WeChat. There's a few things that stand out about WeChat, me having personal experience with WeChat. Number one, being an American, you can't just jump on and make an account like you can on Facebook or Twitter. WeChat, you have to be invited by a Chinese person. Why? Why? Because that person is responsible for you. That's right. WeChat, you can't go in and rent a hotel without your WeChat. You can't get on any Wi-Fi signal without WeChat. You actually can't get on WeChat without having a local phone SIM. Very closed social media network, if you will. Wouldn't really call it a social media network. But one of the things I think is interesting about WeChat is every user on it is likely to be a real user. The reason I say that, of course, is because one, you're either sponsored in or you're Chinese, and everything that you do, including your banking and all, goes through that social network, including social scores, all of these things that go on in China. If you get like a ticket in the United States, they just take it right out of your account. All of these really interesting things that, of course, I don't think Elon really meant it to operate like WeChat, or he hoped it would operate like WeChat. However, I think that the one valuable thing is it authenticates users. And I mean, if you're a bot, you're not getting in there because frankly, just being able to show up and make an account with a phone number or an email address, I think really opens it up for a lot of bots and spam that I think is a big, huge problem with social media online these days. But it was interesting because my experience with WeChat was I was stranded in China. I don't know if I wasn't stranded indefinitely, but I spent some time in China based on being stopped from flying in Bangkok. So this really, changed my itinerary. And I was able to get out on another flight in the morning to Shenzhen, China, and ended up staying there 20 plus hours, somewhere in there. And I ran around the airport showing my iPad to people so they can put their WeChat in there, so I could take and get online for 30 minutes. It was interesting to, it was an interesting experience to get a firsthand, experience using the Chinese system, of course, because you go into China, unless you land in Hong Kong, you're not able to do any Twitter or Facebook or Google. I think you can do Yahoo. I think they're pretty neutral on that. But things, as much as people feel like China is very different, it's remarkably the same, of course, with Chinese people, right? But my time there was good. I got a lot of help. A lot of people did help me out and put in their phone numbers, and was didn't really think much about it. I mean, I might think a lot about it if I was just putting my number into some random foreigner, some Chinese person ran up to me if I was in the airport and asked me for help, and it required my phone number. I might be a little hesitant to do such a thing, but it was definitely an interesting experience. I remember sleeping on the ground because I wasn't able to get a hotel for my stay, because I didn't have WeChat, and I forgot, because the first time I was in China, I had a long layover, and the airliner set up a extended layover hotel accommodations, but they told me that I needed to go to the ATM and draw out some yen, so that way I would have money while I was in China. Otherwise, I would not be able to get any cash. And I went to the hotel trying to get my hotel, and didn't take out any yen, and didn't have WeChat, and so that didn't work out for me. And that's how I spent a night and a half in Chinese airport, sleeping on places, and the Chinese people were looking at me like I was crazy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful, very early Tuesday morning.